All right. I'm sorry for a bit of a delay. Haven't posted in about a week, but that's all going to change here soon with a channel update focusing a lot of things, getting a lot of things fucking straight, brah. Now, fuck it. Let's go ahead and get right into the shit. Why don't we? Today we are talking about the Tau. The Tau. The blue Xenos, the humanoids, the incredibly technologically advanced and fastly advancing species within the Warhammer 40,000 galaxy. I am reading off of the Warhammer 40,000 lexicon as always so far until I can get some codexes, some books. I hope you forgive me. If you don't, then fuck off. Now, just to give a little quick opinion on it, personally, the Tau I like. I really do like the concept of them. I want to read stories focused around them because they all operate on this concept of the greater good. But we will get into that and into that cool shit a little bit later. But right into it, let's give a little bit of the backstory of this. I am reading right off of here, the Montau and the Ethereals. Let us begin. The Montau, or the Terror, refers to a time when the Tau had fought amongst themselves to the point where disease and famine were so widespread that the species itself was threatened with extinction. This was late in the 37th millennium by imperial dating. These incredibly advanced aliens, advanced for their age. I'm not quite sure what their exact age is right now, to be able to tell y'all, but I do know that they are a very relatively young species. Again, late 37th millennium by imperial dating, when they were discovered to be basically warring fucking tribals, attempting to kill each other, with no unity, no regard for their common citizenry, because there wasn't citizenry. There was the strong and the weak. And let me continue. The ethereals of Phaeton, or Phaeton, whatever the fuck, I'ma say Phaeton. The ethereals of Phaeton tells the story of the coming of the ethereals and the start of the Tau Va. It reads as, quoted, "On the plain of Phaeton, an alliance of air Tau and plains dwellers sieged a city fortress of the builder Tau for 5 seasons. The alliance ignored negotiations attempted by the traitor Tau. One night, a Tau of unusual appearance walked into the alliance's camp and commanded the sentry to escort him to the leaders. At the same time, another Tau of the same manner appeared within the walls of the city fortress and also commanded to be taken to the city leaders. Within an hour, the gates of the city fortress were opened and, led by the strange Tau, the city leaders met with the leaders of the alliance. These strange Tau called themselves ethereals. The ethereals spoke of how the talents of each Tau could be harnessed for the greater good, if only they could put aside their wars and work together. By daybreak, a truce was agreed to by both sides. This was the beginning of the Tau Empire. Soon, more ethereals emerged and peace spread throughout the planet. Tau now work together to build a society that benefits all Tau and those within its sphere of influence." Now, the greater good is the Tau Va in their language. The Tau Va, the greater good, is what they follow. It is the motivating philosophy of the Tau Empire. To be Tau is to be a part of the Tau Va. That is how they operate. That is, in a sense, their religion. Although they are not religious, it is their true overriding sense of the world and how it should be. Now, to read further, the Tau Empire is a rapidly expanding empire situated inside of the Ultima Segmentum near the eastern fringe. Founded by the ethereals who led the Tau Empire in the name of the greater good, several alien races, the Kroot, Vespid, among others, have allied themselves with the Tau. The Tau Empire borders the Imperium and lies within the reach of the Astronomicon. It has suffered many raids from the Orcs and also seems to lie in the path of several splinter fleets of High Fleet Kraken. And take it back. Another reason why I find the Tau interesting is they are peaceful, peaceful because of their philosophy of the Tau Va, the greater good. Yes, if they could have it their way, they would slowly roll over to planet to planet to planet, preaching of the true moral philosophy of the best way to go about things of the greater good, the good for all, and all races would join. At worst, the fucking Tau, in their dream world, would have a confederation of galactic empires spanning the entirety of the galaxy, all working in perfect harmony and all that good, fuzzy, warm shit. But this is Warhammer 40k. Anything fuzzy can probably rip you in half. Anything warm is probably what comes out the end of a fucking plasma pistol. It's just, is it going to happen? It's not going to happen. And because of that, the Tau have really learned that although they are very technologically advanced for their age as a species, although their technology is better, I would say, in comparison to the Imperiums in certain senses, very superior, and others slightly more so. They just don't have the numbers. Again, everybody knows that in Warhammer 40,000, the Imperium is the ruling force of the fucking galaxy. It is massive, millions upon millions of worlds. It just is what it is. And the Tau Empire, although it is an empire, it is almost like, here's a comparison. It's not big enough of a scale, but this will be the comparison. Imagine on Earth, every country that makes up our planet, what we know truly. Imagine the Tau is one state. We'll say fucking Minnesota in America. The Tau are the size of Minnesota. To take on the Imperium is for Minnesota to declare war on the entire world. Imagine how fast, if it was as absurd as a fucking notion that is, imagine how fast the entire world could put down Minnesota. Well, that's what would happen if the Tau Empire openly moved against the Imperium. But I digress, I'm ranting. Let's get into the greater good a little bit. The greater good is the founding principle of Tau society. The Tau Va system is based on a caste system and is designed to allow for the advancement of the entire Tau society together towards a more successful, prosperous, and easier existence in the future. The Tau caste system is a system of social division that divides all Tau into 5 distinct groups, that being the Shas, or the fire caste, the Fio, or the earth caste, the Core, the air caste, the Por, the water caste. I was gonna make a joke, but poor people jokes. Man, I barely can pay bills, bro. I basically be joking about myself. The On, or the ethereal celestial caste, are the castes that make up the greater good. Now, the On, or the ethereal or celestial caste, different terms. The ethereals serve as philosopher kings and guide all other castes, as well as alien member races of the Tau Empire, towards the enlightenment of the Tau Va, the greater good. They serve as the undisputed rulers of the Tau Empire, Their unique role is a combination of spiritual and political duties, and their declarations shape and steer every action of the Tau Empire. Were an ethereal to order a Tau to kill himself, he would be met with instant obedience. Ethereals themselves rule from the Ethereal Council, with the Ethereal Supreme being the highest ranked of the caste. They are in turn protected by the Ethereal Guard. Now, this raises several questions, to my knowledge. If somebody knows the exact fucking answer, blast me in the comments and then tell me the actual answer. Don't be a cunt. The Ethereals have almost a psychic, a pheromone, just a way of being that makes other Tau listen and obey to the T, no matter how absurd, how dangerous to their own well-being, or how crude, how nonsensical the task. If an ethereal commands it to be done, Tau will do it to their best ability, as the example I have given you. If an ethereal, he's walking down the street and another Tau coughs like 8 feet away, well, the ethereal could stop dead in his tracks, look at that motherfucker and the other Tau in the eye and say, "Hey you man, hey, cut that corona shit out. You just go ahead and you shoot yourself right now, buddy." Tau's gonna shoot himself, blow his fucking brains out all over the curb with a smile on his face. That's how absurd their sway over their member races are. Now, this doesn't affect really the alien races that have joined the Tau Empire. This is, the ethereals rule over themselves, over the Tau. Only applies to the Tau, but I am really honestly curious. Is it a psychic connection that they have over their other race members? A pheromone that they let off that makes other Tau just obey? When it comes to the ethereals, were they a product of evolution? Where the Tau were seeing an evolutionary dead end when it comes to societal impact and revolution? Were the ethereals a product of the end of a cycle of war and the beginning of a cycle of good, of the greater good? Or were they created? What are the ethereals? That is another thing that I really find interesting about the Tau, is their leadership. Now, to go on, the core, or the air caste. The air caste is charged with holding the Tau Empire together through the core Vatra, the Tau Empire's merchant and war fleet, in addition to operating Tau orbitals and fortress stations. Formerly functioning as messengers, these days they are the Tau Navy and are sometimes called the Invisible Caste, for they rarely, if ever, set foot upon planets. Living in orbital cities, Tau of the air caste are the tallest and most slender of all Tau, with long, skinny limbs and hollow bones developed due to the lives lived mostly in low and zero-gravity ships and space stations. In the past, before the time of the Montau, the Tau that originally became the air caste had membranes stretching between their limbs, allowing them to glide on air turrets. Well, Tau pilots tend to be superior pilots compared to their human counterparts because they have a better depth perception and higher G tolerance, but lack battle experience compared to the best Imperial fighter pilots. Another thing that's very awesome, super awesome, is just how different the castes operate within Tau society themselves. It almost feels like different, actual races under one race, not even counting the alien races that are subservient to them. Moving on to the Earth caste. This caste provides for the manufacturing, agricultural, industrial, artisans, and engineering needs of the Tau Empire. By far, the largest caste in sheer numbers. It is they who erect dwellings, provide food, and produce new technology. Members of the Earth caste are often described as plain and dour, possessing a rather stoic outlook on life in general. They were originally the first Tau to build cities and practice agriculture. The city of Phaeton is an example of this, being the first place where the ethereals appeared. The Fire Caste. Members of the Fire Caste are the warriors of the Tau Empire, and as such are most often seen on the field of battle. They have been bred to be the strongest and most aggressive Tau, and weak strains are quickly weeded out. These traits come from the Fire Caste origin on the plains of Tau, where they were hunters and warriors. Fire warriors, as soldiers of the Fire Caste are known, spend their entire lifetime in battle or preparing for it, constantly honing their tactics and working to improve their skills. The strongest of the strong are those Tau from the world of Viorla, who have slightly greater muscle mass because of the stronger gravity of the planet. The Fire Caste, guided by the Code of Fire, is a doctrine of loyalty, martial arts, and merciless war, tempered by wisdom. To carry on, for a fire warrior to rise through the ranks. Provided the warrior survives 4 years of active duty, he undergoes the first trial by fire, which can be anything from mere gladiatorial affairs to trial by constant combat. If the Shasala survives his first trial by fire, he is promoted to the rank of Shasui, or veteran. For every consecutive 4 years of service, the fire warrior undergoes another trial. The higher one's rank within the Fire Caste, the more likely one is to become a battle suit pilot. Only those fire warriors who have proved themselves in battle and passed their first trial by fire are eligible to don the Hair Exevre, or Mantle of Heroes, and pilot the battle suit. Upon attaining the rank of 0? O? I'm going to say O. That's what it says right here. Upon attaining the rank of O, a member of the Fire Caste may be allowed to retire from active duty and become an advisor to the Tau military's command structure. The Shas are told. Other than death, this is the only way to leave the Tau military. Now with that, we're going to wrap it up. I'm going to be putting up a channel update video here tomorrow. Believe it or not, tomorrow. And in that, I'm going to also put up a little surprise video. But yeah, thank you very much for all the support, the massive amount of likes, massive amount of views. I saw somewhere, somehow, I think I heard some fucker say, hey, why don't you like and subscribe? And maybe, I don't know, I think there's a fucking bell and you click it or some shit. Why don't you figure that out, and I'm going to make some goddamn grub. Thank you very much for listening. I really cannot describe how happy it is that it seems people are entertained by these videos. If you made it to the end, well, thank you. Everyone, have a good damn night and a great damn day. I'll catch y'all later.